Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be looking at, and I'm using a new microphone, by the way. So let me know, because the last microphone, for some reason, there must be interference here, or something to do with the upload or whatever. I don't know what it was, to be honest, but there was horrible interference with the other microphone, and it's just over in the corner right now. I'm actually using a wired one. So today we're looking at this guy right here. And this is the latest from CCA, which we haven't heard from in a while. They did the ND, which I don't have, but I'm probably going to end up getting. This is the Duo, and this one has dual 7mm dynamic drivers, which is unique because there's usually like I think a 7 and a 6. I don't think there's two of the same size. But anyway, this is their latest offering, and I'm looking at some reviews right now, and I'm just going to look at the overview. I'm going to put in another tab. Okay, so here it is right here. It's got that typical cable, whether you like it or hate it. It is a decent cable. It doesn't tangle that much. Like, it looks like a mess right now because it kind of doesn't spring. It doesn't kind of hold its shape, but I mean, I can untangle this in a matter of seconds, as you can see right there. The only issue with this is if you do this, you're kind of going to need a twist tie or something, because it will not stay in that shape unless I kind of knot it or something. So I'm going to force it in that shape right now, and that way you can get a good look at this. Never mind the cable. The cable, it comes with basically every KZ and CCA. I don't know what the ND has because I haven't seen their stuff yet. Very nice design overall. You can see there are two dynamic drivers right there. See them side by side. It looks really good. I like it. This one is a little expensive compared to some of the other offerings. This one's, I think, about $40. So inside the box, you're going to get default foamy tips and then some silicone star tips, and that's it. That's basically it. So anyway, like I was saying, the impedance is 18 ohms. Sensitivity is 106 decibels, 20 to 40 kilohertz, 3.5 millimeter L-shaped plug, 0.75 millimeter. It's a silver-plated cable, obviously, 120 centimeters, and says 7 plus 7 millimeter dual dynamic driver, high precision 3D printed cavity, metal faceplate, soundproof memory foam air tips. Those provide really good isolation, but I don't use them a lot. I usually use silicone. High purity silver plated cable, 2-pin design, dual magnetic circuit. And it just goes on showing a diagram of the drivers. Okay, so cons. Obviously, a lot of people don't like that cable, but that's not a big deal because you're going to probably want a new cable anyway. Unless you get into like higher end stuff, stock cables, looking at the the accessories, foam tips and then star tips, that's it. Kind of would have liked a wide bore for this, but I have tons of those, so I'm not going to complain about that either. Now I'm looking at the reviews on here. It comes down to equipment, I think. Now me, I have about 20 plus dongles, including the nice M15, the Fossey, the XO from Hitters, the S3 Pro, a bunch of them from DD Hi-Fi, like a bunch, like maybe about 4 or 5 from DD Hi-Fi, and then just a bunch of other dongles from other companies. Oh, iFi Go, got a whole bunch of dongles, like the Go Link, which is very nice. We got the Uno, we got the Griffin, we got the just countless. I mean, even just under the desk under here, you have the tube amp. You got the SP THX. You got the Sundavo right there with Burr Brown chips. We got the speaking of Burr Brown. Oh, what's another one that we have that has decent chips? We got the Playmate from Burson. We got the K7. We got the Fosse K5 Pro. Plus DAPs like the V6. I test on a good 24 things before I come up with my conclusion. I may pick one that I'm going to do my, initial testing, and probably if I like it, I'm going to do the final testing. But we test with a bunch of things. Sometimes it comes down to equipment. Sometimes things sound completely different. Case in point, the FiO K7 compared to the Griffin. Completely different sounding. The Griffin with its nice dynamics and warmth and everything. The FiO, a little warmth, but more toward the detailed. Same thing with the Fosse, more detailed. Although you can control the bass, so that's really not a thing to even think about, not having like a more warmth, because I can just add in treble on that. I love that little device. Mostly with this, we used the GoLink, the M15, and the V6 and Griffin. So that was the majority of the testing, but it was tested on everything. And I have playlists of vast eclectic music to test these on. So let me I don't actually have the one that I wanted to compare it to. So now this one is also a dual driver. I think it is more expensive. So compared to these, now I'm going to go over what I read in the reviews first, but we'll compare like the different dual drivers that I have. I really do like the Star River. Maybe because it's like, part sound, part aesthetics. I believe that's a lot more expensive though. I'd have to look up the price. I can't remember. You put out so much, and honestly, I have a limited budget. So, when you ask me for things, I try to get them, either try to get a discount or I try to pay for them or whatever. But definitely your likes helps me get the things that I need to try. That by, if I get enough likes and watches on a video, maybe I can get a little discount so I can do more things for you guys. Now, looking at this, like I said, it's very nice looking. You can see the dual drivers right there inside of it. Nice construction-wise, it's on par with KZ and CCA offerings. Sound-wise, there are some things on this review that I'm going to agree with, that I'm reading, but there are some that I cannot agree with because maybe my equipment is different. I wonder if it lists their equipment that they used. Hold on, I'm going to read this and I'll be right back. No, there's no listing of the equipment, so I'm wondering what they use. There are people that do reviews and they just have like one thing, and that's what they can afford, and I can't fault them. It's just that there is going to be a difference in opinion generally. For the most part, things should be similar. Sometimes a product comes out and it has minor adjustments, so it may sound different. I've done a lot of IAMs that sounded just 360 degrees different from somebody else's review because my unit was maybe a review unit or it was a revised unit. So I'm going to go with what I hear on this one. So the CCA Duo, dual drivers, dynamic. The dynamics on this are very good. Bass has very good speed, very good punch. Now I agree with the rest of the things that people say, but this one, So there's two saying it's not for bass head. Honestly, yeah, the bass heads would like this. This is a very good, speedy, deep, very dynamic sounding bass. There's good bass details there in both sub and mid bass. Good rumble, and they say good rumble as well, which is good. So I don't understand why this wouldn't be for a bass head, because the bass is very, very good on this. And then we move into the mids. And the mids have a nice transparency, although there is that warmth. There is a little bit warmth in the bottom, but it is kind of mid-range where we talk about body and thickness. It's definitely a good. Male vocals sound very, very good. Females also sound good because there is a little bit of a brightness in the upper mid range. Not too much though. There's no harshness. We're moving on to the treble. The treble is definitely, it has a very kind of natural sound to it. There's definitely some energy there, but overall it's kind of more of a smoothed over kind of extension. And that's not a bad thing because there's no harshness there whatsoever. I think that this has some good separation. Technicalities, I would say, are above average on this. And definitely good imaging and separation when it comes to the staging. The staging is definitely has a nice width to it, but it is more of kind of a natural field. It doesn't go out way out and be holographic. A decent amount of depth there and everything. The main thing is it's accurate. Definitely kind of accurate sounding. And that's a good thing as well. So ultimately, on my equipment, in my opinion, very good bass quality here. This may not be your bass cannon rumble your ear off, but there's definitely enough quantity and quality of bass here to make anybody happy. Bass head, non-bass head, except for like a treble head or a purist. Definitely not. Mids, very good. Like I said, some transparency, some nice body there. Male vocals sound really, really good. Just overall nice imaging separation. Treble has, decent air and decent energy, but it is more of a smooth treble, which presents and gives you detail, but it doesn't go like, way up in the air and kind of, just no harshness. Staging is above average, but it is not overly holographic or anything else like that. It's definitely not as intimate as some of the other KZs that I tried in the past, but the imaging and everything, very good there. Very, very good, very, very accurate. Overall, I like this. Now, compared to the other dual drivers that I had, especially like the Zoe Audio, the Bamboo Bird, I can't think of the real name of it, but anyway, that one, this one just sounds way better. It's more, Harman with some nice bass punch there, and definitely not harsh at all. There's no sibilance, there's no shoutiness. So this one definitely, I would pick that over that one any day of the week, and I think that one has a 7 and a 6 dynamic driver in it. As for the Star River, I think the Star River does soundstage a little bit better. The Star River is more kind of a balanced signature, which isn't a bad thing, but this one has that just dynamic kind of stereo sound to it that I really do like. So I do like this one, and especially for like pop and rock music. The only music that I wouldn't recommend with this one would probably be something acoustic or classical. I wouldn't recommend this for that. Everything else, I think it goes with fine. Jazz, very good. Please let me know if this microphone is good too, by the way, if there's I don't want any more interference or anything. That the Krilla video was just horrible. I'm even thinking about redoing that video because, honestly, I don't like to do things, half butt, if you know what I mean. So, anyway, thank you for watching. This one has been the CCA Duo. It's their latest offering. It is a little more expensive than some of the other things that we've done in the past with the KZ CCAs, but overall, it is a decent product. It really does have a nice, and I like the two 7mm, you know. KZ, if you're listening, how about a 10mm and a 7mm in the next one? That would be something special. Or how about 2 7s and a BA, or a dual BA? That would be cool. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. I'll leave a link down below for the new CCA Duo if you're interested in this. This one has some really nice dynamics overall. Just a really nice kind of signature that goes well with a lot of different types of music. Thank you for watching. Please be safe, and I will see you in the next video.